It's Friday morning and we're getting ready for another farmer's market. Our routine is on Thursdays we harvest the flowers, Fridays we prepare the flowers, and Saturdays we sell the flowers. But this week, instead, we did nothing on Thursday. We watched shows all day and now we have a problem. But we have a solution. Normally Ian's really busy on Fridays making these videos and taking care of the kids and things like that. But the kids are back in school now, so we got him free. We're gonna delay on the video. Sorry guys. He's gonna come out and he's gonna help me pick the flowers. Having two people doing the work means the work is gonna take half the amount of time, which means we can do it all in one day, in theory. Harvesting flowers is actually really technical. It's one of the more difficult things that we do on the farm. And so because of that, I just haven't taken the time to teach Ian how to do it. Every single flower has a unique set of rules for how and when and why to harvest it, and it is not consistent from flower to flower. The best way to train this kind of work is to do it well side by side, and we just haven't been able to find the time. So this is the perfect opportunity for Ian to start getting the training that he wants and needs so that he can be integral next year.
I used to do more harvesting back when we had lots of veggies. I helped out lots with that, but now that we've switched over to being a flower farm, I just really haven't had time this year to do much harvesting, so I don't really have the skills. You know, the flowers aren't going anywhere. The flowers sold so well this year that we're going to be doing this into the future. So, you know, my goal, my personal goal for myself was that by the end of year 5 of farming, I would be able to do all of the different farm tasks. And so, you know, if this year's year 4. Year 4 is almost over, so you know I got to start learning how to harvest all these flowers, and you know today's the perfect time to start.
So we're down in one of our major sections here. Ian can't harvest the zinnias. The zinnias are something that Ian probably will never be able to harvest. They're very, very brittle. They're very difficult to handle. And with the zinnias, you can break the stems without realizing, and then it leads to them dying 2 or 3 days later when they're at home with customers, which make your flowers look really bad. So what I'm gonna get Ian to harvest is the cosmos. Partially because I hate harvesting cosmos, they're super annoying, but also because there's a lot to do in here, and once you get into the swing of it, it's fairly easy. The trick with cosmos is you have to make sure you harvest them deep enough. If you harvest them too high, then the hedge just becomes a mess. So you have to cut down low.
You're trapped on the other side of the plastic. How are you gonna get through? Hi. Can you figure out this problem?
That you created for yourself.
You figured it out. That's so smart. I'm done the cosmos now. It's the afternoon. Took a little longer than I wanted it to because I only got 3 buckets done, and I was there for a while. So I am of some help, but limited. And it's a learning process. I understand what I'm doing, but I don't have the speed for it yet. Next up is the Amaranth, and it's a little easier, so I'm hoping it goes faster.
The way we pick the Amaranth is I plant them really close, so they're just one single stem, so that makes it easy to know where to cut, and we want them about, the length of a forearm. We want it nice and long so that we have lots to work with, and they have 1 million leaves, so it's pretty easy to take the leaves off before putting it into the bucket. Then it's ready for bouquets. And this week, we might actually send just Amaranth bouquets because everyone should be as obsessed with Amaranth as I am.
For you.
We've been harvesting all day, or we've been trying to harvest all day, and we still aren't done. It's, it's getting later in the year, so it's dark out now, even though it's only 8 o'clock. It's cold. I had to put on a sweater, but we still need more flowers. We don't have enough yet to be able to, make the bouquets that we need. So it's looking like it's going to be a late night. I was hoping that it was, we're going to bang through this. I thought for sure it'd be like, 6 o'clock, done harvesting. Ian's still there to help me make bouquets. But that's just not the case. I have marigolds to harvest. I have still more zinnias to harvest. Ian is on to rudbeckia next. The stuff that we just have at this time of year is stuff that takes a long time. And this is something that kind of I'd forgotten about and that I need to factor into my plans for next year. A lot of the stuff that we grew so far in the year has been stuff that's been fairly quick to handle. But the zinnias, the cosmos, these things are slow and difficult, and that makes for a longer day. So we're still going. This is our rudbeckia hedge that is beautiful and blooms all year long. A couple weeks ago, we decided it was too much. We couldn't keep up with it. So Ian took the hedge trimmer to it and he just cut it off for a reason, because it was going to grow back. Some new stems. We needed to get the old stems deadheaded out of there. So now it's time. What Ian needs to do is he needs to dig through these and cut the stems. Rudbeckia, in general isn't too hard, but this time of year it's a little bit more difficult. It can be hard to tell where to cut the rudbeckia because a lot of them are side stems off of things that have been cut at some point, and it's kind of a mess with all these dead stick pieces. So Ian kind of needs to go in there. He needs to reach in and reach in and reach in through past a lot of these sticks to get to where it's actually going to make a good stem, something that can be cut and still used in a bouquet, and it might need a little bit of cleaning up to do too. So rudbeckia, usually pretty straightforward. Right now, not so much. The other thing about rudbeckia is they need to be fully opened. On this stem, this is a perfect example. This is going to wilt. This is not going to have any sort of vase life. I might as well just do this right now because that's what it's going to do in the bouquet. So Ian needs to make sure everything is completely open. Stuff like this, which still looks pretty, we can't be cutting those. It has to be fully opened, and even things like this are a little bit borderline, until it's flat and open and 100% good. It doesn't always have consistent vase life. We've picked everything.
You filled the room.
There's a lot of flowers in here.
How many bouquets are you going to be able to make?
I don't know, because it's late. But before we do anything, there's one other important training session that needs to happen today. There's 2 jobs on the farm that are technical. The first job is how to pick all the flowers, and the second job is how to make bouquets. Making the bouquets is actually a really technical job because each of these flowers have a completely different price associated with it. When people ask us all the time, what's your recipe for a $20 bouquet? And the answer is $20 worth of flowers. And that's the answer because it's complicated, right? Like, these marigolds we sell for kind of like, $2, sometimes even more when they're big. The zinnias are $1.50, the amaranth, $1.50, cosmos, $1 because they suck. But everything kind of has a different price. If it's damaged, that adjusts its price. And then it's how do you put that math together in an attractive way to make it so you're not giving away free money, but you're still creating a product that people want to buy in the end. I don't have a chart. I don't have a list. I haven't had to do the work ever of explaining, what each of these things in my head cost. So it's a hard one for me to teach Ian how to do.
The harvesting is all done now. It was a lot of fun. I like being out in the field and, amongst all the stuff that we grow and just, cutting. It's a fun way to spend the day. But, I'm not really as fast as Serina. She makes it look easy, and I'm obviously still learning. So I wasn't actually making as much production as, we were hoping. I wasn't as helpful as I could have been. If I'm going to be at that point by my year 5 goal where I'm actually, able to do all the farm tasks, part of that is being able to do them in a timely fashion. So I need to figure it out for the future to be able to do it faster.
Ian?
Yeah?
How do you feel about putting bouquets together?
Honestly, it's probably the most intimidating part of the entire farming process for me.
What about if I make a bouquet and then you copy it?
Yeah.
Right? Because that is like, you know, a process that we would actually do in the future, where I would make a bouquet as the example, and then I'd send an employee to make 10 of that exact bouquet. So we could do that tonight.
Sure.
A bouquet that I've been making a lot, it's very simple, so let's put that together. I start with something for the center, and then I need to put some greenery. I'm gonna use 2 pieces. Then I need 2 pieces of grass for texture. Couple over for Ian too. And then I am going to grab 4 zinnias, 4 cosmos. The cosmos are tricky. They kind of need to be a multi one to count as the 4. So, you know, if there's a bunch of like little flimsy ones, I'll grab, you know, maybe one more to add in. Pretty simple, not too many flowers. Then we crunch it off and then into the bucket. Now it's your turn, Ian.
Start with this. Where's my grass? Oh, you started.
Do you see what the problem is?
The height? Well, I'm trying to put everything in the same spiral and hold loosely.
Where are you gonna put a zinnia? You have like 1.5 feet of bouquet there.
So the greenery has to go up higher,
Yeah.
like that?
Like, look at my example.
How about that?
Okay, that's a lot better.
The zinnias. What was it, 4? Or
Yeah.
3?
Yeah, 4. Because you do need the zinnias like spaced around it, right?
Yeah.
What you want to do instead is to hold it at the tip. Like make it a pinch. So you got a firm grip on it, nothing's gonna slide. There is a problem with how you put these cosmos in. Point your bouquet at you.
There's none on the back.
Yeah.
Should I put another one in
No,
there?
no. Because you can't just add more flowers because that's giving money away for free, right? You can't make a $40 bouquet for $20 and have it still be a successful bouquet. But if you pinch it, then you can see where the stems are and you can move the stems.
they keep running away from the side they're supposed to be on.
Well, the reason why is you fussing with them doesn't actually change their position. You have to take the stem off and you have to place the stem in position. It's shifting on you because of how you're holding it. Okay, so you're doing man hands again. Pinch. No, but at the top you, right? Always with the pinch. Holding it out and away from you. Because if you hold it up, everything's just gonna slip. What you do is you add one of the cosmos and then turn it. You can think of like laying them down at the top, like a cage, right? And then pinching them into place. That looks a lot better, right? Like, and you see how changing how you hold it changed the ability to put it together?
Yeah. Ta-da.
Good job, Ian. Good work.
Woohoo.
Are you proud of yourself?
If I do it, you know, over and over and over and over and over again, and then I can actually do it myself, you know, then I'll be proud of myself. I made one bouquet. I'm not gonna pat myself on the back for that, but you know, it's all a process. I got to get that by the end of year 5. I got to be able to do it no problemo, so that if, you know, Serina has to go somewhere or take a day off
Next
or
time I'm sick.
yeah, then, you know, it's not like the whole farm falls apart, right? That's kind of the goal, is that I can be there to do the things so that when Serina needs some time, that, you know, she feels like she has someone to rely on.
Well, I'm personally really looking forward to when all this, you helping me out is gonna happen, because you're going to bed and I still have to make all the bouquets. So it's gonna be a light one for me, but go get some sleep.
Okay. See you in a few hours.
It's 4:30 now, and I'm finishing up for the night. Bouquets look amazing, but I'm tired, so off to bed for me.
Good morning. It's been a couple weeks since I've done this. We haven't been to the market in a little while. So I'm pretty excited to get back there and see all those people that I haven't seen in a while and try to sell all these bouquets. Serina did a really good job last night. I set my alarm a little earlier than normal so that I could get up and I could help her wrap bouquets, but by the time I got up, she'd already texted me saying that she was done and she didn't need my help. So I got to lay in bed for an extra half hour. And that feels pretty good. The bouquets do look really good. She did a good job considering we were, like a little bit limited for flowers and we were kind of, under the time crunch all day long. But I'm proud of her. She gritted through it and she got her done like she always does. So now I have to do my part. I have to get this truck packed. I have to get down to that market. I gotta sell all the bouquets. So that's my plan. It's just about 6. I'm all packed up, so timing is doing pretty good. It's an easy pack up day when there's a little bit less bouquets. We're not going to break any records today. I think Serina said she made about $1,200 worth of bouquets, but that's lots. The markets are a bit slower when school starts again. We lose those tourist customers, so that's just the reality of it. But I think we can still have a really strong market. I think we can still sell over $1,000, and this is the last time period for the season that I'm really curious about what it's like to be, just a flower farmer. We know what it's like during the spring, with the tulips and the ranunculus, the sales are great. The summer, the roadside stand did great all summer, and even when we had a little bit slower markets, we were still selling $1,000. And now we're into the fall. This could be really slow if we were just selling veggies, but now we got the flowers. We got to find out what we can do at the markets with just these flowers. So I'm excited. This year we're constrained by how much we have available for flowers, but in the future, if there's $1,500 worth of customers at the farmers market, then we could bring $1,500, right? We can plan for that in the future. So right now, this is going to be a big learning experience for us. Before I left, I wanted to make sure that the roadside stand was all stocked up. There's like 8 bouquets in there. That's enough for now. Serina still has some stuff to make some when she gets up in the morning, so I don't think we're gonna sell out before she gets up, and that means I can just take a few more bouquets down to the market. So I'm not putting anything in there, and I'm heading off.
Well, I left Chattanooga, boy, had $1 and a dime. Headed out for Nashville on the Hard Rock Line. I'm working on that old steamboat and learned to rob and steal. When my feet had touched dry land, how happy I did feel. saving every penny for to make up through the fall. Working for that dollar, but it never adds up at all. Coming around the river bank where the old train whistle sang. The very next thing.
The market is almost open. I'm all set up. You know, it's a beautiful morning. I think that there's still going to be lots of customers here, even though, you know, the summer vacation time is over. You know, the bouquets look great, so I'm excited for a good market.
Well, come this time tomorrow, reckon I don't know where I'll be. But if it wasn't for that old sheriff, I'll be back in Tennessee.
It's 10 o'clock. And you know, it's not a summer market anymore. It's, you know, a back to school market, so it's going to be slower. We're at $260. You know, I don't think that $1,000 is out of the question. I think we can still get there. A lot of the times the back half of the market is the strongest time, so that's what I'm counting on today. I'm just gonna keep trying to sell and see what we can do.
Found a good time, boys, listen to my song. May not know better, but I know you know right from wrong. Buy yourself.
It's 11 o'clock and we're at 500 even, so yeah, it's gonna be a slow market. But, you know, there's still pretty good traffic here. I think that if we manage to figure out how to grow ranunculus for the fall, that we'd be able to have big sales still at this time of year. But it's good to know that, you know, the market's just not going to sell as well at this time of year. It's important to feed into our, you know, equations of what we do for what time of year. You know, it is what it is, right? It's 12:15, there's 45 minutes left in the market, and we're at 780, so, you know, it's gonna be a little bit of a reach to get to that 1,000. I hope we're pretty close, though. You know, let's keep some perspective. Last year, we had tons of our summer markets clocking in around 750 in sales. So, you know, we're already doing better than lots of our summer markets last year when we were selling veggies and flowers. So, you know, it is what it is. I would be more disappointed in the number if I saw tons and tons of people walking around with other bouquets, but you know, it kind of just looks like people aren't buying as many flowers right now. The market is done. Final number was 840, so the last bit was pretty slow, but who cares? It was fun being back. You know, we saw a bunch of regulars. It's always nice to be down at the farmer's market on a beautiful day, so no complaints. Let's go home and find out how the roadside stand did.
It's Sunday night and I'm out here closing up the stand. Even though this market was definitely not the best market of the year, in fact, it might have actually been the worst market of the year, the stand still did really strong. In total, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we sold $780 here. So, you know, just on the weekend, the stand did nearly as much as our market. And when you add those two numbers together, it actually means that we're still doing, you know, more than we could expect, way more than what we were doing last year. It's still feeling like a success. So things are slowing down, fall's slowing down. Hopefully next year we can grow more flowers, we can do things a little bit better, we can be more on the ball, we can have both of us doing all the work. Ian has been to farm school, and so he's getting trained. He's gonna be there for me next year. The two of us are gonna be able to get a lot done. But I would still consider this weekend a complete success.